You most probably were searching for all kinds of ways to improve your sleep. I was the same guy that was constantly searching on YouTube how to get better sleep, how to get deeper sleep. And after constantly trying through trial and error, I made up a perfect sleep maxing routine that you can follow and see crazy improvements in your sleep. So today I will actually dive into my sleep maxing routine. And just to make sure, this is just a hint that at the end of this video, I will drop a bonus that I don't see a lot of people talking about. And this was the one thing that actually made my sleep good because I was doing what everybody told me to do. I was having the blue light blocking glasses. I was putting on these nose strips. I was taking magnesium. I was winding down. I was journaling. Yet I was still having poor sleep. And it was just frustrating me because I didn't know why that is. So make sure you stick till the end part of the video where I'll actually drop the thing that actually helped me get good sleep. So starting off, sleep is the most essential thing a human being can do because when you sleep, not only that you are going to feel better along the day, but your mind is recharging during deep sleep. Your cognitive functions are basically recharging, so you're going to be able to handle your emotions better during the day. And pretty much like you're going to feel this massive energy. You're going to feel like attacking the day every single day. That's the beauty when you fix your sleep because every single time you have that brain fog, lethargy, and the low mood, it most of the times come from poor sleep. Even though you may get 8 hours or 9 hours on paper, or even 10 hours, you still are unrestful. You still feel bad. You still feel sluggish. And what I'm about to drop in here is going to fix it for you. Now, let's dive into it. The real foundation. Health is a nervous system game. Most people think health starts with diet, training, and supplements. And I used to make this mistake. I thought that if I will train hard, my diet will be on point, and I take all kind of supplements, my sleep is going to be good, and I'm going to make a lot of progress in the gym. But little did I know the importance of sleep. I was constantly being sluggard during the days, and it was because of my sleep. I learned it starts deeper. Chronic stress leads to nervous system being stuck in survival mode. Survival mode leads to poor sleep, poor digestion, and poor recovery. Poor recovery leads to fatigue, weak progress, and burnout. Exactly what we were talking previously. You don't need to fix the body first, you need to fix the system running the body. Now, the simple thing for you to understand about the nervous system is that the nervous system is going to actually be calmer when you do breath works, when you are in the stage where you're not scrolling, because this is a big thing that affects your nervous system. When you are on your phone, the phone emits the blue light that comes into your eyes and it increases your cortisol, which is the hormone of stress. Now, when cortisol is at its peak, it's going to create that alertness to your mind. And so, especially being on your phone at night is going to destroy and it's going to give you a poor sleep because that's what the phone, being constantly on your phone, does. It increases your chronic stress. Training is stress. Poor sleep again is going to put stress onto your body. Then also scrolling is going to give you a lot more stress. Then all of these accumulate, and then you're going to overload your nervous system, and you're going to feel it through these symptoms that I told you: fatigue, weak progress, burnout. Start recovery early. Sleep starts when you wake up. Good sleep doesn't begin at night, it begins with how you start your day. Morning sunlight anchors your circadian rhythm. Natural light in the eyes sets melatonin timing. Early movement tells the brain it's daytime. Water plus minerals supports adrenals and alertness. Now, let's get into each point I made in here. The morning sunlight, very essential. Make sure that whenever you wake up, you are going to get outside and you're going to sit for 10 to 15 minutes facing the sun, getting the natural sunlight. This is going to peak your cortisol, which you actually want to have it at peak during the day. And then as the day goes on and you are preparing for sleep, you want it to be as low as possible. So this is going to set your circadian rhythm. Then early movement. When you do in the morning stretches, this is going to send blood flow into your body, and you're going to feel those endorphins coming through the body, and it's just going to wake you up. Then water plus minerals, very essential. When you wake up, you drink some sort of high quality electrolytes, or if you don't want to get electrolytes, you can get natural electrolytes by taking a pinch of Celtic sea salt. Make sure it's high quality. We don't want in them heavy metals and all the bullshit. Then you're going to put that onto your tongue. You let it melt, and you just grab a glass of water. Make sure it's reverse osmosis or just a good quality water, and you're going to slam that down. This is going to support your adrenal, and it's also going to give you that alertness, because when you're not hydrated, especially in the morning as you wake up, your body is dehydrated. And if you are just slamming a coffee, let's say, the first thing in the morning, you're going to dehydrate yourself even more. And then you're going to feel burnt out. You're not going to have energy because your body runs on minerals. Simple as that. Now, the 5:43 wake up that you see there, it's what I prefer. Is this the most optimal thing? No, but I love the discipline that it gets me. Every single time I wake up at the early hour, it just sets the first win of the day, because I also experienced waking up later during the day, but then I feel like a slugger during the task that I have on hand. So this is actually very good for discipline. But if you wake up before the sun rises, make sure you get a lamp, a 10,000 lux lamp. I'm gonna leave it here on the screen. What this does, it just mimics the sun basically, but it's not the same thing. You still have to get the sunlight. That's the best thing you can do. Then regulate during the day. Calm days lead to deep night. They create deep nights. Your nervous system is shaped all day long. Walking lowers your baseline cortisol. Real food reducing the metabolic stress. Fewer stimulants lead to stable energy curve. No constant dopamine hits. Your nervous system settles. So you can't outsleep a dysregulated day. If your day has no structure, you just do whatever comes into your mind, you're just going to create this decision fatigue. And then you're going to wonder, why are you stuck there on your phone, scrolling mindlessly? And what this does, it just adds a lot of stress on your body. Now, what I love about walking, and this is a very good habit that you should implement, is after every single meal you eat, you get outside and you take a 15 to 20-minute walk. What this does, it lowers your cortisol. It's also going to aid onto digestion. You're going to better digest the food. It also plays a crucial role in the way you metabolize the food. It's also going to help with insulin, to keep your insulin at a normal level for you to not have those increased insulin spikes. Then real food, of course, if you eat whole foods, you don't eat artificial sweeteners, you don't eat processed food, your gut is going to actually be way calmer, because every single time you eat junk food, you're just inflaming your gut. And when your gut is inflamed, that's why it's told that gut is the second brain that we have. And that is just going to add more stress onto your body. Then pure stimulant equals to stable energy curve. Now, this is very important. When you drink your coffee, make sure it's in the morning after 45 to 60 minutes after waking up, but make sure you don't drink it after 2 a.m. for it's going to interfere with your sleep, because coffee also boosts your cortisol, which we don't want during the other half of the day, because we want the nervous system to settle. Then no constant dopamine hits. We don't want to be scrolling, because every single time you pick up your phone, you're just bombarding yourself with dopamine. We don't want that. We want our nervous system to be calm, because if you eliminate these constant dopamine hits that you get from junk food, from scrolling, and all this BS, you're going to have more focus during the task that you have, and you're going to see that you are progressing in life way faster than anyone else. The evening downshift. Safety before sleep. Sleep is not forced, it's allowed. Digital sunset reduces blue light and stimulation. Now, one of the best things you can do is get yourself a pair of blue light blocking glasses. They are pretty cheap. You don't have to get expensive ones. Just make sure the brand that you get is reputable and it actually blocks the blue light, because a lot of them are scams. Now, you are going to wear these glasses 2 hours prior to bed, and what this does, it mimics the sunset, the red wave lights that the sun emits. And what this does, it's going to boost your melatonin, which is a hormone that helps you fall asleep and get good high quality sleep. But every single time again you pick up your phone and you get the blue light coming from your screen directly into your eyes, you're going to spike your cortisol, and you don't want that at night because it's going to interfere with your melatonin and you're going to get poor sleep. Then the second one, warm dim lighting signal safety. At night, make sure that you dim your lights. You start dimming your lights. Instead of having a light that comes from the ceiling, you're going to get a lamp, something that emits way less lighting, and preferably to be a warm lighting. Slower pace tells the brain there's no threat. Now, in here, you have to make sure that you start winding down as the day goes on, especially 2 hours before sleep. You don't want to have tasks, for example, that stress you out. If you are stressed out by creating content at night, then don't leave it to the night. Do it in the morning, just as I do right now. Or if taking sales calls stresses you out at night, then get them done during the day. So you want to make sure that you do the hardest things first in the morning, so you're going to be more calmer at night. Also, with the slower pace, you can start adding in journaling. You're just going to add a regular journal and you're just going to write down everything you have in your mind. You're going to plan your next day, and this is going to just get your thoughts out of your mind, and you're going to get a way more restful sleep. Then make sure you have a light evening meal, because that leads to easier digestion at night. The best thing that you can do is not eat with 4 hours prior to bed. Now, for me personally, I don't eat before 3 hours, but the studies show that 4 hours will be the best. Now, it's not always to be based on science. You have to actually test out for yourself what works for yourself and see just what works the best for you. That's all it is about. Now, with the light evening meals, I love using kefir, Greek yogurt, blueberries, adding in a bit of dark chocolate, some bees pollen, and raw honey. This is usually my last meal of the day. Because if you eat, and this was a big mistake I was doing prior when I was bodybuilding, was that I was eating even 30 minutes before sleep just to hit my calories. And that was interfering with my sleep, because if you eat prior sleep, your body is going to focus on digesting the food and it won't be able to reset completely. It's not going to let you be in that deep stages of sleep that you so much need in order to recharge your muscles, your brain, and everything. So just remember this: a calm nervous system falls asleep naturally. And this is now coming on to the bonus that I so much talked in the first part of the video. And I was doing everything perfectly, just as I said, yet I was still having poor sleep. I was doing the wind down routine, I was dimming the lights, I was getting the blue light blocking glasses, I was taking the magnesium, all the supplements and everything, yet I was still having poor sleep until I discovered breath maxing. Now, breathing controls the state. The breath is the fastest lever to shift the nervous system. And there are countless of studies showing that you can decrease your stress, your cortisol, just by the way you breathe. You can regulate your nervous system by the way you breathe. And how do you do that? Especially at night or when you feel stressed out, you're going to do this technique. You're going to breathe in for 5 seconds and then you're going to exhale for 8 seconds. You're going to have longer exhales. What this does, it's going to drop down your heart rate and you're going to be more calm. You're going to notice this. Then nasal breathing. Nasal breathing improves carbon dioxide tolerance. I used to be a mouth breather. And when you mouth breathe, you're going to put your body in a fight or flight mode because you're over breathing. When you are mouth breathing, you're over breathing. And when you're like grasping for air, you're not going to be restful because you put your body, your nervous system in a fight or flight mode. It's not going to be in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the state your body rests and digests. Then As I said, the longer exhales activates the parasympathetic system, which you want. Then nose dilators and nose tape. It helps tremendously, especially for me as a person who has a deviated septum. I use these nasal strips. You can get them anywhere. They are pretty cheap. You're going to put this onto your nose, and it's just going to dilate your airways, is going to expand, and you're going to breathe way easier, which is going to make you feel calmer. So, as I said here, it improves airflow at night. The mouth closed during sleep leads to deeper recovery. There are countless studies showing how mouth breathing is affecting your sleep, is affecting your blood pressure, it even gives you anxiety. Chronic mouth breathers are linked to having more anxiety. It is horrible for you. Just remember, mouth breathing is horrible for you. So what I love using is mouth tape, but don't get the regular mouth tape. You can get one way cheaper. It's called the micropore tape. I'm gonna leave it here on the screen. Boom. You can get this pretty cheap, and it's going to last you way longer than a regular tape. If breathing is dysfunctional, recovery will be too. Remember that. Sinus and airway hygiene. This was the one that got my sleep to the best, to the highest potential I could have it, and that is clean airways. If you have clogged sinuses, it's going to be logically harder for you to breathe, which is going to make you more stressed out. What do you do? What does the body do when it doesn't have enough oxygen deliverance? It's going to freak out. It's going to panic. It's going to be like, I need air. I need air. So that's the exact point why having clean sinuses is so important, because breathing quality depends on airway health. Now, what I love using is called a neti pot. This is a neti pot. Make sure you get a ceramic one. We don't want to get a plastic one. So here is the actual recipe I use when I want to clean my sinuses. I use filtered reverse osmosis water. Please don't use tap water, because we don't want to infect our sinuses. We don't want chlorine. We don't want heavy metals and all the bullshit that is found in tap water. Make sure it's a reverse osmosis water. Then we are going to mix 200 milliliters of warm filtered water, add in 50 milliliters of boiled water, then just let it sit at room temperature. You're going to add in a bit, like a pinch of baking soda in it, and a slightly more Celtic sea salt. And then you're just going to mix it up and leave it until it comes to the room temperature. This is going to allow you to gently cleanse your sinuses and reduce inflammation. Make sure that you are not going to put way too much baking soda or Celtic sea salt, because otherwise it's just going to irritate your nasal passages. So how you're going to use this, you're just going to stick it into one of your nostrils. You're going to see with your head slightly at 45 degrees until water comes down onto the other nostrils. This is going to clean up your airways, and you're going to breathe like crazy. It was the absolute game changer for me, because as I wrote here, blocked sinuses equals poor oxygen delivery, and poor oxygen delivery is going to wake you up at night. If you have poor oxygen, you're going to keep waking up at night, grasping for air, because that's what the body actually does for you to keep you alive. So make sure you're going to have clean airways, because clean airways equals a calmer nervous system. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I will also drop another YouTube video on supplements, where I actually go in depth on what supplements you should be taking even for sleep to enhance your sleep. But that's something I will leave for that video. I haven't really seen these to other creators. It's not really talked about cleaning your sinuses, and this was the game changer for me. So I really hope it helped you out. Please leave in comments any questions you may have on health, on sleep, or if you need personal help, just reach out to me on Instagram, and I'm keen on helping you. So love you all, guys, and let's keep improving our health and our relationship with God. Love you all. Peace.